Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in and welcome back. On this episode, I've got me and my 50 TP Tier 9, whatever, Polish, that's what it is. This is Polish. You know, these days, I can't remember if it's Czech or Polish or Italian, but this one is Polish. That's the latest line that came out, right? All right, the Tier 9. This is while I was still grinding it. I have actually just finished that. Top tier, though, in a 2-tier battle. A 5-10 setup, and I am here on Serene Coast, which is about to become not so serene. As we come around the corner here, I see that I've got an Object 705, and I don't have a lot of friends. I've got a Rev, me, and a couple TDs sitting in the back. So this one is titled Hold the Line. Sometimes you get into a situation in this game where the best you can do is hold what you've got and just try to slow down the enemy as much as possible. Now, if these guys had any kind of clue or had realized at all what was going on, and they should have based on how many guys are spotted up north there and what they've seen down here so far, they would have just pushed into me and taken me out. Even with the Scorpion G and the prototype back there, they'd have been able to get around me and start taking me on. You see the Scorpion G's telling me to fall back, and that is certainly on my mind. But I want to see where they are, and I want to punish them for each piece of terrain that they want to take. So looks like they're sort of figuring out the Type 4 is definitely problematic. I have to be very careful with that guy. And I end up shooting him to the ground and missing that guy. That guy being the Oho. And now I know it's time to fall back because the Type 4 will just come up around the corner and pop and derp with his HE at will. So I'm sort of trying to cover up, but he is still one rock back. And it looks like now he has decided to come forward. This gives me time to fall back. So the advice was solid from the Scorp. He says fall back. A little bit of some ping issues, some lag. I get a shot into him. I'm willing to accept the derp from the Oho, which is not nearly as scary and bad as the Type 4, but I don't want to sit there and wait for the Type 4 to come around. So again, I just keep falling back, and now I've got these two TDs in support behind me. My Rev buddy is gone. I'm going to sit right here. I still have one more ridge I can fall back to. I'm going to try to get right into the lower part of the 705. He bounces. One of the few times where I felt like the armor of this tank was actually holding up. And wonder of wonders, I'm able to actually put a shot into the lower plate of the 705, and that is a very tough tank. There's another one that either was going at someone behind me or just plain old missed. And I'm able to fall back one more ridge line here. Hold the line. So they don't want any more of that. Looks like they're heading back. The other thing, and RNG is my friend right there, the other thing obviously is we have completely and utterly won the north. This is just a raffle stomp. And I was able to keep this push down here from doing much of anything by using the TDs behind me, by being smart about how I was fighting, by holding the line. And now I can move in. I know they're being pinched, so I need to get up here to get some more hit points if I can. And I've actually gone to HE. It ran out of gold rounds where I was trying to punch into that little turret on the top. Take a shot at him, only get 169. Being a bit cheesy, the HE was just to make sure I was able to get the shots on the Type 4. And what I want to do is get into his little upper cupola thing, to his commander's hatch, because HE fired at a weak spot will do more damage. Probably should have taken out the Oho. But seeing as we are winning by so much, I went ahead and went after the Type 4. He's got a few more hit points. I know I'm going to out-reload this guy. I'm inside his reload. Boom, 234 into that hatch. I certainly wouldn't have got 234 if I had just shot him in the front. And I'm not going to get any more damage here. I don't think. No, there goes one of them. 705 is done. And I didn't know this, but the T-49 is actually hiding back behind here. Might be actually behind this area here. I don't find him. Somebody else finds him. Hold the line. Sometimes that's the best you can do. And as long as you play it smart, you can actually hold better forces than you have facing you. Like I said, though, had they been smart about it, I would have died pretty quickly. And they probably would have won this southern flank. I think with how hard their northern flank, and I guess it's east-west, their, let's call it northwest flank, with how hard that flank lost, they were going to lose more than likely anyway, even if they'd swept me up. But as the way I played allowed me to stay alive, do 2,901 and 838 assist, not amazing, but a decent, a solid game for a tier 9. And just some things to think about when you get into a position that may be a little weaker than you would like. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. As always, keep supporting the channel, and we will see you.